Hello there and welcome to BNetTV.com. I'm Michelle Sklar. We're here at the CTIA Wireless and IT Show at the Moscone Center in San Francisco. I'm joined by Stephen Slezak of Digby. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. You've been enjoying the show?
It's been a fantastic show.
Meeting all sorts of interesting companies?
All sorts of interesting partners, companies, future partners, current
Fantastic.
partners.
Wonderful. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your company?
Well, what Digby is a mobile commerce server that allows or radically simplifies the process of buying physical goods on your phone. We're all used to buying ringtones, music, themes, but try buying a book or a CD or a DVD on your phone, and you'd probably just about rip your hair out before you did it. Digby is an on-device application that sits on your smartphone. When we enter the application, we see several categories available, ranging from weekly specials, books and CDs, DVDs from Barnes & Noble, flowers from FTD, chocolates from Godiva, etc.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the technology behind how your application works?
Well, Digby is an on-device portal that sits on your smartphone that allows you to search against, browse through, and then purchase items in under a minute, really, using all sorts of information that is stored on your phone.
Okay, so give us an example. Let's say that I want to shop at Bath & Body Works or Victoria's Secret. Is it because those are companies that are somehow connected to you? Is that where the relationship is? Or how can your particular portal, if you will, how is it accessing the sites out there?
That is a great question. So today, most companies who are trying to make a presence on the mobile web are trying to extend their sites through a WAP interface or through some sort of transcoding engine to get down there. And consumers are just really not having an easy time using these sites. The web is fundamentally not designed for a 2-inch screen on a phone. It's just not fitting
Did
on
I really
there.
just buy that? Yeah.
Right. Or do I really have the patience of doing this, or I'll wait till I get home? So let's take an example, what we call Digby moments. So, I'll actually use my own example. So
Okay.
I stand in Starbucks, as many of us do, waiting for my Americano, and I'm hearing a David Bowie song that I haven't heard since high school. Back when, that was a long time ago.
Okay.
And I want that CD. I remember that CD from when I was in high school. So while waiting for my coffee, I pulled out my BlackBerry, did a quick search on David Bowie, found Changes One, put it in my cart, paid for it, and was done with it before my coffee. The way Digby works is, and I'll just come over to Barnes & Noble, is we include a local catalog of 700 to 1,000 of the most popular items. So in the case of Barnes & Noble, we have their new releases, New York Times bestsellers, etc. For books that might not be released or on the New York Times bestseller this week, we also include a full search capability where users can just enter a keyword and we will be able to search against the entire Barnes & Noble catalog. But if we take a look at something that is sitting local, so if we take a look at this week's best-selling fiction books, John Grisham Playing for Pizza is listed number 1. If we click on that, we see all the information regarding that item presented, optimized for the device. So we have our description, an image, a price, and we can even zoom in on our image. Now what Digby will do is go out to the net and pull down a full-sized image, allowing the consumer to have a better view of what they're about to purchase.
So it doesn't matter who the merchandisers are?
Today we have relationships with approximately 25 merchants, but we are currently growing that stable, I guess, if you will, of merchants on a monthly basis.
And one of the newer merchants, you were saying earlier, you just announced that partnership a few weeks back, if you want to speak to that.
We are very, very proud to be the official mobile storefront of Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble went out, evaluated many different technologies, and at the end found that Digby was the only one that gave them the type of performance and the customer experience that they thought was up to par.
So is it a membership that the user gets through your site in order to use it, or what is the user actually going to see? I know we're going to get a demo in a few minutes here, but what is the user actually going to see on their phone to know that the purchase is happening through your company, or is it seamless and they're just going to Barnes & Noble making the purchase and that's how the transaction is taking place?
It's a seamless transaction. Now, first of all, Digby is free software. We do not charge for Digby. There's no monthly fees. There's no upcharges on the transaction. What you would have paid on the web is what you're going to pay from your phone. Now, the user downloads it and is guided through the transaction step by step, being told when they will get their order numbers and all. It's as if they were at their computer.
I know myself, I've in the past, for example, tried to book an airline ticket through one of the airline sites online, and I've made a mistake.
Right.
If I push the wrong button because I'm not used to using a mobile phone and the experience is new for me for the first time, what kind of measures in place? Do you have a helpline? Is there some safety measure to make sure that before I push the last purchase button that it's been confirmed as to what I'm doing?
We have 3 levels of protection there. First of all, we'll have a password where you will review your order before you actually place it. Second of all, Digby provides 24/7 support for your transaction. So if you ever have a problem, you email us and we'll take care of that. Third, your order is with the vendor and not with Digby. Digby is not clearing your credit card or doing the shipping. You are still ordering from Barnes & Noble or Godiva Chocolates or FTD. And you will get your transaction number and be able to contact them for any further follow-up.
So your portal essentially is a bridge between the merchandiser, if you will, and the payment.
Exactly. We enable the 4th channel. We started with catalogs, bricks, clicks, and the next channel is mobility.
Wonderful. Tell me something else about your company that distinguishes you from other competitors in the market.
Well, we are the only ones that I know of that actually provide an on-device portal approach to this problem. Most of our competitors try to approach the situation by developing some sort of a WAP portal for an existing e-commerce site. As a consequence, users tend to get a baby web that is just not quite satisfying. And when you start tossing in coverage issues, speed issues of the network, and usability, it just doesn't compare.
My last question, just as we're finishing off here, you mentioned that you had the opportunity to meet some potential partners. What are you looking for in a partnership?
What we are looking for are people, well, we're looking for all sorts of partners on both ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
In terms of retailers, we like working with retailers that are eager to extend their brand to the mobile channel and develop that affinity with their mobile customers. I mean, essentially with Barnes & Noble, a Barnes & Noble fan can now, or an addict, has 24/7 access, 7 days a week, 365 to the entire Barnes & Noble catalog. But we're of course looking with technology partners in a way to simplify delivery, improve the buyer's experience, and carriers who really want to enable their customers to bring mobility to everything it could be. Once we've decided that, or once we have found a name that we want to purchase, by clicking on it, we can go right to the standard shopping cart. So we add something to our cart and either continue shopping or proceed to checkout. In checkout, the user has access to all of their lifestyle data, such as their address book, and can scroll through and select any user from their address book. The user can also store a default address, which will automatically populate all the recipient information. Once we have this information, we can proceed toward the payment screen and select one of multiple credit cards that they may have defined and stored in the system. Of course, all this information is secured, password protected, and encrypted. Once we select our credit card, the user has a choice of shipping options, along with possibly a gift message to put with their purchase. Once the user enters their password for their purchase and hits submit, the order is then submitted to the Digby server, who passes it along to the retailer. And we're done.
Fantastic. Well, that's very interesting. Thank you so much for joining us, Stephen.
My pleasure.
We appreciate that. We've been here at the CTIA Wireless Show. I've been speaking with Stephen Slezak of Digby, and I'm Michelle Sklar for VNetTV.com.